Hi, my name's Lee. Welcome to my camp kitchen. Today we're going to be making poached chicken with a creamy curry sauce and rice, and it comes together in less than 30 minutes. It's delicious and nutritious, so let's start cooking. I begin by poaching the chicken. If you don't like poached chicken, just gently fry some chicken in butter or oil. This recipe is mainly about the sauce, but I really enjoy poached chicken. It's mess-free, easy to digest, and is super juicy. I bring a pan of water to the boil, enough water to just cover the chicken, and then I add the chicken breast. It's important that the chicken is in one single layer. I put a lid on the pan, bring it back to the boil, and then gently simmer it for about 5 minutes. After the 5 minutes is up, I keep the tight fitting lid on and take it off the stove. The steam and the heat will continue to cook the chicken off the heat. I leave it for about 20 to 25 minutes. In the meantime, I place a big pan of water on the stove for the rice. I find the easiest, most foolproof method of cooking rice is to have a big pan of water, much more water than rice, bring it to the boil, salt the water, add your rice, and then just boil rapidly for about 12 minutes, depending on the type of rice you're using. Today I'm using basmati, which takes about 12 to 15 minutes. Now to prep the sauce ingredients. I need 1 large onion and 1 large apple. I need about the same amount onion as apple. I only had tiny apples, so I'm using 3 small ones. I just dice the onions into a smallish dice. Then I dice the apples the same way into a smallish dice. And that's the prep done. Now for the fun part. I light the stove to a medium heat and put a medium-sized saucepan on the hob. I add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil and a generous knob of butter. The heat is on a medium setting. When the butter has almost finished melting and foams up, I add the onions and the apples. I cook the onions and the apples for about 10 minutes, stirring frequently until the onions are translucent and the apples are soft. Next I add 1 tablespoon of curry powder and I bloom the curry powder, which basically means I cook the raw spice out for about a minute until I can smell the lovely aroma. Next I put 1 cup of water and 1 generous teaspoon of vegetable stock into the saucepan. This is my favourite brand of vegetable stock, by the way. I cook this mixture on a medium-low heat for about 8 to 10 minutes or so, stirring every now and then. After 10 minutes, the mixture should have reduced and look nice and thick, similar to stewed apple consistency. Now I add 1 cup of cream. I reduce the heat to low and give it a little stir and bring it back to a gentle simmer. It's nearly ready. I taste the sauce for seasoning and I add just a little salt, about 1/2 teaspoon, and then just a tiny bit of cayenne pepper. I simmer it just for another minute. Then it's ready. Time to plate up. I take the chicken from the poaching pan and slice it on a diagonal. It looks delicious, so juicy and tender. If your chicken looks or feels at all jelly-like, it's not done. Return it to the poaching pan, bring the water to the boil again, and then just let it sit for another 10 minutes or so off the heat covered. Or alternatively, just fry it in a little butter. I put the chicken on the plate. I was running short of fresh vegetables, but I had a jar of white asparagus, so I sauteed the asparagus in butter for just a couple of minutes. I pile heaps of rice onto the plates. Then asparagus, then the crowning glory, the creamy curry sauce. My husband really loved this dish. I don't think I've made it for him before. It will be definitely going on the rotation list. Got a lovely aftertaste. Tastes delicious. Delicious. You get the sweetness from the apples and the chicken's super tender. That is really yum, and it comes together in less than 30 minutes. So amazing for camping and amazing for home. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Yum.